Hi, I'm Anna Devlantis. They're known as the ocean's ultimate predators. The very mention of the word shark evokes fear in a lot of people. For centuries, they were referred to as the devils of the sea. But the relationship between sharks and humans is often misunderstood. So is the nature of these mysterious and complex animals. Right now, we want to bring you an up-close and in-depth look. Come along as we get into the Shark Tank. Here at Chicago's world-renowned Shedd Aquarium, we go behind the scenes to bring you a rare, up-close look at the sharks of the wild reef. Come along as we go up close with the ocean's largest predators. Opened in the spring of 2003, the Wild Reef exhibit was designed to allow millions of visitors the chance to get literally inches away from the top predators of the sea. Getting this close to sharks is not as frightening or dangerous as you might think.
Most people just think that they're, a swimming set of jaws. That's all they are thought to be, and that they're so dangerous, but that's really not the case.
While their looks and behavior might be scary, sharks are one of the most misunderstood animals on the planet.
The animals in general will avoid us. They're not coming after us. We're not their prey.
They date back to the times of the dinosaurs and have outlived them by millions of years.
Sharks have been around a long time, and this is really the beginning of the times when their populations are in peril.
Most sharks, including those you see here, want nothing to do with us. Even though there are few places for them to hide here, you'll notice they try their best to stay away from us. Out of the hundreds of different species of sharks in existence, only a handful have ever been known to cause harm to humans. The sharks and fish we're diving with have more to fear of man than we do of them.
And unfortunately, these sharks and rays are being harvested at levels far greater than they can ever reproduce. The last report I read is over 100 million per year.
Sharks taken from the ocean?
100 million sharks taken every year by humans. There's only a handful of humans that ever encounter anything negative with a shark.
It's feeding time, and the sharks are ready to eat.
Okay, you don't want that. Vera is one of the fussy ones. She doesn't like tuna a lot.
Doesn't like tuna?
No.
There's a lot to learn from the way sharks eat. They're at the top of the ocean's food chain, but that doesn't mean they'll eat anything and everything in sight. Not even close. Tell us about the size of the food, because I think most people would expect sharks to eat massive quantities of fish every day.
Yeah, they don't. It's actually quite surprising how little that they actually do consume every day. And we want it to be bite-sized so that they don't end up spitting it out, so we know exactly how much each piece of food weighs.
The sharks eat only restaurant-grade quality seafood, and it's close to exactly what they'd eat in the wild, like this mackerel and this squid. Two of the shark's favorites. Marine animal experts carefully prepare the food. They even insert vitamins and supplements that'll be fed to specific sharks. Feeding time is down to a science here, nothing accidental about it. Each species of sharks has its own visual cue to let them know it's time to feed. It might surprise you that sharks actually have good vision, combined with a keen sense for motion and vibration, and, of course, smell.
They also have audio cues as well. So each species has their own unique sound too, that we, like this underwater sounds different than we have like a chime for the sandbar sharks.
This is one of the audio cues. As you can tell, it's pretty quiet, but sound travels faster underwater than it does here in open air. So the sharks can actually hear this from quite a good distance away.
You'll see I'll put the shape in, and then I will click this underwater 5 times, and I'm sure they'll already be there because they pretty much know. Oh yeah, you'll see as soon as I put this. They're already waiting because they see us. They know something's going on.
First up, the zebra sharks.
It gets a little crazy when they all want to eat at once, but he's got little teeny tiny teeth. If you see, look up close. Tiny teeth. They're not your typical like other sharks, he's going to spit some water at
They
us.
don't look like Jaws teeth.
No, they're made for more gripping and crushing shellfish. Yep. So there you go.
I'm going to put it down and he kind of suctions it out, right?
Yep, you'll hear him. He'll
All right.
suck the food out and
All right, Seymour,
eat a squid.
lunchtime.
There you go.
So tell us why it is that they kind of suction it. It feels so strange when it's like a little vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, well, in the wild, that's what they do. Their noses are really round, so they can stick their faces in rocks and things like that, and they suck shellfish out. So it's a really, really powerful suction that they have.
He'll allow us to kind of pet him or touch
Yeah,
him.
we can even flip him over and look at his belly. We actually do ultrasounds on him to look at his heart and his liver to be sure everything's healthy. And it's a really low stress procedure on him if he can get his friends out of the way.
Talk about his skin because it feels so much like sandpaper.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot like sandpaper, actually. Their skin is actually a modified tooth, really, really thick. It's like an armor coat, so it keeps them really safe when they're swimming around in the ocean from other animals.
People might be amazed that you work this close with sharks every day and you have no scars on your hands.
Absolutely. I have all my fingers. I never worry about these guys trying to hurt me or anything like that.
Next in line, the giant sawfish, the one you don't want to get too close to.
She really is an amazing animal. She's called a green sawfish or a giant sawfish. It's the largest species of sawfish in the world. They can grow to 23 feet in length. When she was acquired 5 years ago, when the Wild Reef opened, she was a little over 6 feet long. She's now nearly 14 feet long. Her body is about 10 feet, and she has a 4-foot rostrum or bill that has razor-sharp teeth on it.
Named for the giant saw that extends from their bodies, the sawfish use them to feed. It's nature's gift, using the razor-sharp tool to stun fish.
It's a utensil for feeding. What the sawfish do is they'll swim through schools of fish and they move that rostrum back and forth in like a sawing motion. And what they do is they use it to incapacitate fish in order to eat them.
Take a look at this feeding sign. Those teeth on her rostrum are so sharp, you can see what it's done to all this extra thick plastic.
Come here. Come on up. We try and take every precaution when we're feeding her. We have long, specially made tongs just for feeding our sawfish, so our hands don't come in contact with her big long saw.
Could it hurt humans?
Yeah, it would definitely hurt humans. They're solid teeth. If she hit you, she'd probably puncture your hand. As big as she is, she doesn't eat as much as you'd think.
That was nothing. Yeah. That's what I eat for my dinner, right?
I know. They don't have as high a metabolism as we do.
Up next, you'll meet the guitar fish named Lucy, an amazing animal known by sport fishermen as a fighter, one of the most fascinating to watch.